Howdy, howdy, howdy. This is Bob Maddox reporting live from La Quinta, California. Today's subject, fight the forces of evil. You know, I'm seeing more and more of this, especially this time of the year, probably because people got bills piling up from the holidays and they're getting stressed out for cash and uh, just having their little, if they're not doing anything to make money, then the money they're putting out is not making any sense, which duh. Why keep spending money when you're not doing anything? I try to convince my team. A friend of mine the other day that I've known for years, he's been involved in our blogging system, paying out $45 a month, and he's only getting $20 a month back. And that's been going on for a year. And I helped him get that person that he's earning the $20 commission on. So he's spending $25 a month and doing zilch. Nada. Nothing. So what's the purpose? Quit. Just quit until you're ready to do it again, until you're ready to make the commitment to do it. But then the reasons why I don't want to get together with him and stuff is because he wants to start talking about all the negative stuff. I don't want to hear about what doesn't work. I don't want to hear about your life, and I just don't want to hear about it, because if you're not doing something, you've got nothing interesting to tell me. And the forces of evil I've mentioned before are the outside things that keep attacking you. But if someone is got that disease and you start listening to them and hanging with them and listening to their problems and their excuses, all of a sudden your brain starts searching its database and starts bringing all that stuff out to you. And then you will start feeling the same way. They will affect your outcome. So you have to be careful. Be careful who you listen to. Now, just a short refresher on the fight the forces of evil. We're talking about the education system. Where in, well, let's go from first grade to 12th grade. Where in those 12 years of education did they once tell you how you could be successful and have anything in the world that you wanted? And if they did tell you, did they tell you how? Did they give you any reason of why? Probably not. Same way with college. All this education here in the United States does is teaches you how to be a slave, how to be a yes sir, yes ma'am person, and be obedient and disciplined by showing up in the morning at a certain time and getting out of there at a certain time and getting things done on time. It's a prison camp. It's no. I wouldn't recommend an education system here in the United States to anybody, and I applaud everyone that does at-home teaching and so forth, especially if they're doing it correctly. Throw away any kind of books you get from the government, because that's not what you want. You know, when I taught classes at the college, for an example, when I taught spreadsheet and math, I wouldn't teach the basics of how to do a spreadsheet and how to do the cells and the formulas. I gave them real life things like how to create a budget that with all the formulas in it. I taught how to pay off your house in less time. For an example, if you go out and get a mortgage, don't get a 15-year mortgage, get a 30-year mortgage and pay the extra every month. You'll pay it off faster. I'm not going to go into the details, just trust me. And if you figure out mathematically on a spreadsheet, you can see your payments going down, your compound interest, and you can even see how you can pay that house off in 5 years or less. Determine how many years you want to pay off that loan, and you'll be amazed that it's not that much. It's like, for an example, if you want to pay off your house in 15 years rather than 30, it's not double the payment. Nah, not at all. If you double the payment, you'll pay it off in a lot less than 15 years. The banks will always get you on compound interest. Remember, mortgage companies and banks are not your friend. You do understand that, right? I get a kick out every time I go up to the counter and I start to make a deposit. They're trained to look at my account and say, "Oh, Mr. Maddox, would you like a savings account?" And I go, "Why?"
Because you can earn money, or you can earn interest on your money.
Okay. Well, and I've said this before. I simply say to them, if I give you $1,000 today, and I want to take it all out next year, how much money will I have in my account? And if she knows anything about interest, she'll tell me. But most of it, well, you know, your 1,000 plus your interest. Oh, duh. How much is that? So it's like $1,000 plus maybe $3 in interest. And I look at her and I go, if I take this $1,000 and invest it into what I do, I can have $2,000 within the next several days. So why would I want to give you my $1,000 so that you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars for the bank and I only get $3? And I look at her and I says, think about it. You sell nothing here. There's no products here. Look how big this building is. Somebody's making money. And it's not me, the customer. And it's certainly not you, the employee. Think about that. If you ever want to find out a better life, contact me. Banks are not your friend. Schools are not your friend. Schools are developed for the corporations. They're developed to create slaves to work for them so that you can go out and help somebody else achieve their dreams. Now, religion, I don't care which religion it is. Religion, I made a post the other day that somebody asked me, don't I believe that God is responsible for all my success? And I'm like, no, I've done too much traveling to believe that God had anything to do with my success. Because you talk about he's there for my success, but he or she, whatever your God might be, was he there when I was pulling triggers? Was he there when I was in jail? You know, was he there when I was doing the types of businesses that churchgoers frown against? No. Why is it that God is never there during the bad times, but he's only there during success? No. In the you know, I made a in the post. I remember I said that you know, back when I was young, I guess religion did kind of motivate me, because they talked about in the Bible about the prophets and that you should listen to prophets because prophets will guide you and help you create abundance in your life. So from that point on, I followed the prophets. Profits. I followed the prophet of earning money. And I continued with that all my life. I don't believe in the fact that the weak and the meek will inherit the earth. If they do, the earth will collapse, period. Because you remember, it's the ones that are working the hardest, the ones that are earning the big money, the ones that are creating things and inventing things that are supporting all the weak and the meek and the poor and the lazy. So that's another one. Another force of evil is your society. Society, because of their education and because of their religious beliefs, have formed this army that will attack you in anything you do. Society is not looking for you to be successful. They want you to shut up and be part of the status quo. Don't interrupt, especially in politics. And government. Government is a big force of evil because government will hinder creativity and prosperity. The government's not interested in you earning money or making money. I saw a great post yesterday about, and here, this is the best example of how screwed up our government is. Take the gun law for an example. All these talks and all these debates and all these screaming and yelling and everybody arguing about the gun laws, and it's all about taking guns away from the citizens who are not committing crimes. They're talking about punishing and removing something from people that have committed no wrong. And all during this time, they haven't once said something about, let's take the guns away from the criminals. Not once. That's how our government thinks. Now, why does our government think this way? Why does the religious people think this way? Why does society think this way? They are brainwashed. They are frigging brainwashed. They've all succumbed to the forces of evil, and they've made a team collective to treat everything like that. It makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. Here we are. I'm recording this video right now in January of 2014. And we're entering our tax season to where everyone must send in their tax returns. And people religiously, I've always done my taxes, and I see people just clamoring and waiting until the last second, and come April, they're all running around like zombies and getting people to do their taxes for them and everything else, and they have a return coming. They're getting money back. You want to know how stupid that is? You do not have to file your income tax if you have money coming back. Especially, you don't have to file it by April 16th. There's no penalties if they owe you money. Get a clue. So a lot of stress and crap is going on because the forces of evil have made you believe that that's what you're supposed to do. And nobody talks about how great it is to file your income tax early and get things done early. So you don't think about it. You don't think about how cool it is to file early. All they talk about is the stress of filing late. So your brain is thinking, well, we got to April 16th and we'll just jump in there and file it in the last few days before April 16th. Because that's what's being imparted with you. Look, I've gone years without filing income taxes. Until they take the money out of my bank account, then I got to send the tax return in and show them, I don't owe you that money. You're just guessing. That's why I believe the income tax system should be abolished. Now, what's this idea? You get punished for being successful? What the hell's that crap? There should just be a sales tax or a usage tax. You get paid on what you use. The gasoline tax, for an example, is the most fairest tax of all. The more you drive, the more you use the roads, so the more tax you should pay, because and the way that works is the more gasoline you buy, you pay taxes. So the person that uses the most road the most and uses the most gasoline pays the most taxes. That's fair. And those who order more, buy more, spend more money, and buy more products create a need for having more trucks to make all these deliveries. So that uses more roads and more, maintenance of the highways. And that also, because there's more gasoline used in fuel, there's more taxes paid. So a sales tax is the perfect way to go. Income tax punishes you for being successful. A usage tax, if you want to, it's not punishing anything. It's basically just you're paying your fair share of the upkeep of the highways, and that's what it's all about. Now then, the one that you don't want to hear. The other forces of evil are your family and your friends. Look, when you go into business for yourself, I can tell you that if you start getting a little bit of negativity from your family and your friends, move on. Don't ever bring up the subject in the house again. Don't ever bring up the subject in front of your friends again, because they will bring you down to their level. Do not lose your enthusiasm of being successful. And family and friends will be the ones that will hurt you the most, because you're supposed to trust them. You're supposed to care for them. They're supposed to care for you. You think they're looking out for your best interest. So you're tending, your brain is on the gear path to believe what they say. And that's a tough one to fight. So move away from your friends that do not encourage you. Move away from your family. Change the subject immediately. Just smile when they say, oh, you can't do that. That won't work. Ignore it. If they want to downgrade your product that you're selling or something, move on. And then you just have the people around you, customers that you thought would be enthusiastic about what you're doing. If they try to tell you, well, I can steal copies of that and get someone to make me illegal copies of that, or I can buy that cheaper on eBay or wherever. Move on. Change the subject. So do you think it's going to rain this week? Move on. Get away from those forces of evil. Do not let them change the excitement and the enthusiasm you have about being successful. Because people who are successful don't listen to those people. Now look, we can also succumb to the forces of evil. I did this last year. 2 years ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, I came back to Palm Springs because of my neck injury, and I thought I wanted to get some better professional help here at the hospitals, and didn't get it. But while I was here, I was finding out a lot of my friends had filed bankruptcy. They've lost their homes in foreclosure. Their jobs no longer was there. I mean, my daughter lost a job after like almost 20 years. It just died. Or hours are being cut. People are no longer working one job, they're working several jobs, unless you have a stupid government job. Government takes care of themselves. It's such a mafiosa organization. Obama was on TV last night talking about all federal contractors, government employees will get a minimum wage increase or whatever. Well, screw the government. The government's not there to be paid like royalty. You take care of the individual people first. Take care of the little guys first. Government shouldn't be a career job. Government should be a stepping stone and a learning job so you can get out into the real world. In fact, there shouldn't really be any government jobs. They should be all learning jobs and service jobs and so forth. Like in Costa Rica, there's no career politician down there. You can only be in office for 4 years. That's why I love it. I need a drink of water. I know, red Solo cup. It's my apple cider, a little bit of apple cider and cold water. Delicious and good for you. So finding this all out, I start feeling sad for my friends, and and they're, I remember some of them would say, "So what crazy thing you into, Bob? You're always doing something different." Yep, I'm not punching a time card at the same job for 40 friggin' years. That's what I'm not doing. But I wanted to step in and try to help some of my friends. Man, I felt sorry for them. And I would spend time, I was spending thousands of dollars a month taking people to lunch, taking people to dinner, and trying to answer some of their questions and help them. But all they wanted to do is sit there and talk about what wasn't working. And I would financially help them get started because, look, most of them have a lot of time at home that they can be doing things. And getting on the internet, you can make a ton of money. So I would tell them, look, I will get you started. I'll put up the $100 to $200 or $300, $400, $500 in some cases to help get you started. That's how confident I am of the product and the programs. But you have to do the work. They wouldn't do the work. They wouldn't pay attention to me. They wouldn't do the simple things. And it wasn't because they're evil or whatever. It's just because they let the forces of evil kill them. So I boiled it down that I'm only going to help one person every 30 days. And I tell them, if you're not doing what I tell you to do within 30 days, I move on to try to help somebody else. Period. Period. And guess what? After a year of that, I had to stop. Look, I didn't go out talking about how bad my neck was, and I didn't talk about how I'm laying in bed 12, 15 hours a day or laying on the floor because my neck is killing me. And I try to refuse to take any painkillers and stuff. I don't talk about things that are happening in my life or that I can't get up and travel like I wanted to. So I'll tell you what, last year, I said, the hell with this crap. I'm suffering mentally, stressfully, painfully. I'm starting to believe that I can't do things, listening to everybody else's problems and their excuses, and it was bringing me down. So I did something that the doctors didn't think I should do, I jumped on an airplane and I flew my ass down to Costa Rica. And I stayed there for a few weeks and got my head clear on the beach. And then I came back. And right about that same time, I realized that I needed, well, what happened is I went to a couple of seminars just before Christmas of, over a year ago, 2012. And I had to get with people that were positive thinkers. I had to get with people that had the same dreams and same goals of being successful and moving forward and getting away from fight the forces of evil. In fact, one of the first ones I went to, in fact, does this say 2012? This sure does say 2012. The first one I went to, their seminar was called Fight the Forces of Evil. I did whatever I could do to get into this seminar. I wasn't part of the group or anything else. I said, look, I want to go. So I contacted the guy that was putting it on, and I said, look, how do I go? He said, well, sign up to our system and join us. And it was great because I got there. They were not pushing any products whatsoever. It was all these people getting up and talking about positive thinking, fighting the forces of evil, and just move forward your life and how they were successful and the challenges they overcame. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I've never been to a seminar like that where they're just talking about how to become successful, not how to, it was just amazing. And then I went to Jonathan Budd's The Unstoppables, and out there in San Diego also, and I was just like stunned, and that was like 2-3 weeks later. And that's when I woke up and realized I have to get away from all these negative people. I have to move on. I got to get the frig out of here. And that's when I took out to Costa Rica to clear my mind. And then I came back and I decided I am no longer going to be taking people to lunch or dinner and listening to their problems. Before, I'm going to sit down with them and so they can learn from me and model themselves after the things I do to help them become successful. I'm going to put on the internet some certain things that they have to do. And if they're not doing those, I'm not going to step in. Look, if you want my help, you gotta do what I tell you. And if you don't do what I tell you, I mean, simple things, just like post on Facebook. Like, don't post about deaths and all the bad things in your life. Post about what's really going on in your life. Be real. And if you're talking like Beachbody, for an example, post what's going on in your life with health and fitness. Post that I got up this morning, I weighed myself, and I'm 2 pounds heavier. But I didn't eat anything all day. I love that when people say, I gained weight and I didn't consume anything. What, do you think the magic weight fairies attack you when you're asleep and inject fat into your body? Give me a break. The only way you're going to gain weight is if you do this. Put something in here. That's the only way. It's not magic. There are no magic fat fairies. Okay? Good Lord. Wake up, you idiots. But I only eat once a day. It's all portion control. The less you eat, the less you will weigh. Period. Got off on a rant there, didn't I? Yes. But the point is that you've got to make changes in your life. If you want change, you have to make changes. So if you want to be successful in your Beachbody business, you need to post your daily success stories and your failures. I got up this morning, I weighed myself, and yes, you should weigh yourself every day. That's called accountability. Ignore those people, shut the frig up that tell people don't weigh yourself every day. Damn it, that's the way to stay accountable with yourself so you have goals every day. That creates a habit. And you let your brain know that, BS on that crap that you don't weigh yourself every day. That's BS. There's studies done that prove that those who weigh themselves every day have better success in weight loss. Period. Tired of all these people that talk about crap out of their ass that they don't know what they're talking about. So talk about your weight loss, your weight gain, your blood pressure, what you ate, how you feel. Did you drink your Shakeology? How do you feel for the day? How many push-ups did you do today? Do something crazy. Every morning, see how many push-ups you can do. And post it. If you do that every morning, if you start out with 5 push-ups, within several months, you might be doing 50 push-ups. It's like planting a tree. You plant the seed, nothing happens. And then it starts just popping up out of the ground and going. And it gets to be a huge tree. Same way with push-ups or anything else. If you start posting every day on Facebook, what I post about, I just told you what to post about. Post the fact that I ran into somebody that was trying to discourage me from doing what I'm doing. Told me that they could buy something cheaper on, or get their friends to copy. And I'm not feeling comfortable about being with people that want to be thieves, that want to steal something from somebody else. I mean, if you want a new car, do you go out and buy a stolen car? So that's my little rant on Fight the Forces of Evil. Subscribe to my newsletter. You need to be on my webpage. If you're on YouTube right now, underneath here somewhere there's a link to my blog for this. And sign up for my newsletter so you can get updates all the time, because I will be trying to post a new blog every single day that will help to inspire you and motivate you to become the person that you really want to be. You wouldn't be here listening to this if you didn't want to be something different than you are today. You want to be able to provide with for your family and your children everything that they need. Don't get caught up in the trap of money is evil because you don't have any. Money's not evil when you got money. Trust me. I tell my money what to do. Money doesn't make me make choices. And I highly recommend. I've given you on my webpage the Millionaire Blogging System. Look, it's creating millionaires. You could be one too. But I highly recommend dig out your $25 and your $20 a month, $45 a month, and get your ass started on successful blogging career with the Empower Network over here, where you see the straight across here, or underneath here there should be a link to. Get started. It's $45 a month. I know that may seem like craziness, but trust me, you can come up with $45 a month. And the idea is not to be afraid of that $45 a month, because the goal here is not to spend the $45 a month, but take that $45 a month and turn it into thousands of dollars a month. That's the goal. And with all the training that you will get, Empower Network System, Empower Network is not the best blog in the world. It's an entry-level blogging system, but the training that you get from people who are doing it now. Empower Network's just now 2 years old, okay? And we are creating people that are making millions of dollars. There are people being created from our education system that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. Listen, you want to learn from those that are doing. Those are positive forces. Empower Network is the way to go. Look at my webpage about, look, there's a lot of freebie stuff. Get Rich Radio. There's no excuse in the world for you not to get involved in this. There's no way to lose. You get paid to have your computer logged in to Get Rich Radio and listen to motivational speeches and stuff that's going to start happening on February 10th. But you can get in now and start collecting earnings. I'm already making money. Several of my friends are making money. Everybody's making money to sign in. As long as you're logged in, it keeps rotating a counter and that counter adds up to money and scholarship bonuses to buy things with, plus cash. It's free. What are you waiting for? Sign up now. The Get Rich Radio should be over here on the side too. And then, if you have not committed to show up in Las Vegas on February 7th, 8th, and 9th, I've got those free tickets. Contact me. Or in Orlando, Florida, on March 22nd and 23rd, contact me. I have some free tickets. This guy, Marshall Silver, will change your life, the way you look at things. There should be a link underneath here about Marshall Silver. Click on that to see a 2-hour video about what's going on, and that's an example of what's going to happen for the whole weekend from morning till night with him. Super powerful, super powerful. So if you want to be in Las Vegas, we've only got a few days left, to let me know. I've only got a couple of tickets available, and no one's taken me up on it. I can't believe this. You're still being poor, letting those forces of evil. If you have to hitchhike to Vegas and sleep on the sofa in the hotel, do it. It will change your life. Period. Don't try to be so damn comfortable. And I'm going to Costa Rica in a couple of weeks. I will be down there. I want you to come to Costa Rica. Click on my Costa Rica page because I will pay your way, pay your hotel, and we will party and learn how to make all the money that you ever thought was possible. Period. Okay. This video is super long. I hope it helps. I've given you some ideas and some advice. Come back and listen to my blogs over and over and over again. Sign up for Empower Network. We have the Inner Circle, which costs $100 a month. Yes, it costs money. But look, are you able to get up and go to Costa Rica at any time you want without getting somebody's permission? I am. I wouldn't recommend these things if they didn't work. But you can sign up for the Inner Circle, and there's an archive of hundreds of hours of people talking to you about how to change your life and things that work and your mental attitude to fight off the forces of evil and how to move forward. Hundreds of hours plus a new powerful call every week. Just like with Beachbody. If you're not listening to that archive or live on Monday mornings, you're not interested in building your business. You have to recharge yourself. And that's what these calls are all about. And just don't listen to it on Monday. Listen to it again on Tuesday. And then go back in the archives and listen to some other ones. Fight the forces of evil by reading, listening, and watching those who have what you want and those who live the life that you would like to live, because they will give you some information. You will get an aha moment that can change your life. That could be worth $1 million to you. But if you don't listen to that audio, if you don't watch that video, and you don't read that book, you will never, ever have that aha moment that can change your life forever. I'm out of here. Peace, love. Click on these buttons and let's get started. Bye.